Good morning. We stayed for 2 days in Overgard, and that's the first time I uncoupled the trailer and then left it on the park, and then we went out into other parks here, to high country pines, to forest lakes. Beautiful. And
hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
And the weather got cold. So good that because the night before it got pretty cold, and then I went out to buy some tools, and I bought also a heater which you can connect to 120 volt, and that saved us the night after because it went to 28 Fahrenheit, which is below freezing. And then you might be a little bit worried because you are carrying water with you and pipes and so on, and then you hope that they are being insulated. And then after that we had a good time. We charged up the car full. I do always 90%, and when I wake up then I charge up whatever is the rest, whatever the car can do. The voltage was not good. The voltage dropped in the morning to, let me say, 216 or so. That was 108, and but it's pretty critical to have that low of a voltage. So, and the car registered that and reduced the 40 amp to 30 amp. That was still enough to charge up the car full, because we stayed here for 2 days and we drove during the day as well. You might be, now the next distance is 50 miles away. We are going to Payson and try to register the car there. To register the trailer there. And in Payson we have a breakfast there as well. So my wife prepared me so nicely some sandwich. And then we stay there, go to the directly next to the Patient's supercharger there is AZ Department of Transportation. We're gonna try during that downtime or during that charge time to go there and register the trailer. Yeah, now we're still doing the whole day, driving through high country to the Mogollon Rim, to Rim country here in Arizona, pretty high, 5,000 feet high, and to a very nice and cold temperature. And over the day it's probably getting 80 again, but in the night was pretty cold. So let me show you some pictures or some video for the high country here. And that is on the way to Payson. So you see nice pine trees, and you have a good time. We have a good time here. Now that's what we're talking about. Tonto National Forest. That's Riverside. Now it's going a little downhill, a little bit much downhill. And from the upper side, we have watched the pictures there, as you can see there from the top. From the upper side, there are the pictures. That is the beauty. Payson supercharger, and we have a little handicap here because there's someone with getting a sandwich or so. He's informed he is blocking the chargers to get through there. So I need to get through for that. Oh, thank you very much, yeah?
Well, you know, you could have parked right behind me instead of trying to...
No, we worked that out. He moved his car, he got a sandwich, and he removed his car, blocking across. He was thinking I can stay right behind him. No, I cannot, because I need to get to the charger, that's why. Yeah, so that should be enough that they're not blocking anybody. Yeah, okay. And there are plenty of chargers here available. Yeah guys, we made it. Another supercharger without uncoupling or put the trailer aside. So we did that. It was a little complication there because one dude who wanted to have a sandwich there from Subway, and he parked across all superchargers. And then he was thinking, hey, can you please gonna go around it? And I said, no, my charge port is on the left side, so I need to get to this charger. And then he was leaving anyway, so we found him. It was just a 5 minutes delay. And my wife was so nice to take the video. When I turned around, there was enough room to turn, and we are good and on the way again to our destination at the Mogollon Rim at Camp Verde. Just leaving the little city of Pine, Arizona, and climbing up the hills again. Going pretty steep up. And some of them, oh, there's a curve only 20 miles per hour. You can see it from here. There's a little mounty road, curvy. A nice trip. So, and this time we are trying out an adult RV park. No kids allowed. And we're gonna see how that works out. So we're going downhill again. So I just climbed up all the rim, and then we're going downhill here to the Camp Verde campground and RV park. We are around Sedona. Many of the Western movies were made in the 50s and 60s. So that looks really typical, like Western movie. Oh, sure, without the power lines. They tried to avoid that when they did a shoot. John Wayne was in Sedona, and all of those the guys who did the movies there. With the exception of the truck in front of us, it's a very nice view. That is Camp Verde. Going down to the valley to Cottonwood and Prescott. The trip is already over for today, and let me show you the statistics at least here and how much we have collected. So for the daily trip we had 107 miles, 61 kilowatt used, 574. Yes, because most of the time it went downhill, and that's saved, and especially when you have a trailer pulled uphill, then the downhill helps because the trailer pushes and regains energy as well. And then I want to show you this nice RV park as well. First through the car, and then I'll walk around here as well. So that is the Zane Grey National RV Park, and it is really well maintained. This is one of the nicer RV parks here, and a lot of trees, a lot of shade, great temperature, about 80 right now, and really nice. Okay. The RV park is called the Zane Grey and is at Camp Verde. It's actually close by a supercharger as well. And then here's a tree There's a whole bunch of destinations where what is. Phoenix is 90 miles south, Cottonwood 21 miles, Tombstone 275 miles, and so on. Grand Canyon 116 miles. And when you see that from here, really nice areas with trees and so on. Nee, komm, ich geh vor. Yeah, this is one of those cabins. There's a nice sitting area. Oh, and a fireplace. Look at this. A gas fireplace. Hier sind noch welche offen. So we cannot look in because of the COVID-19. They have to be watching that. Yeah, that's how it looks like in the Zane Grey Park. And this is where everybody has this little area to stay in. One of the very nice RV parks. Now, and here comes the nicest one. This was a side 3, and now comes our with a black Falcon trailer from Travelite RV. And we had a little table to that. Actually didn't belong to us, the table. So our protection was on the side was over there. And at the same time, we can charge and we could power the trailer as well. That was the nicest one of all, and also sustainable. And that's what I like the most. Let me explain you something from the trailer and the trailer hitch. So here is the trailer hitch, and you have to move that up quite a lot. So we had to turn that around. That whole bar was too long. We had to cut that off. That was in overguard, but some guys cut it me off, so that I get the 5/8 bolts in. Before we drove almost 800 miles with a half-inch bolt. This is a security bolt. There are 2 security chains there, and then here is the electric cable where it controls the electric brakes or the brake pads in the back, or the brake drums in the back, and also the whole lighting of the car. Here's a security bolt for that the trailer hitch here does not jump out. So you lock it all the way down, then put the security bolt in. This one is securing the entire stability of the trailer, so that the trailer does not wobble back and forth and keeps it straight. It makes some strange sounds when you drive, but that's it. Here are 2 gas bottles in for the gas operated refrigerator. Can also be operated electric. And then here is the main deep cycle battery in there. So after that, let me explain you a little bit from the car how to disconnect it. So first of all, you have to turn them all up. This is where it stands on. There are 4 car jacks on each corner where you can put the car and stand it on. But here's a reserve tire. You can put some bicycles on there as well. So this one is the electricity. Let's disconnect the electricity. That is 30 amp, 240 volt. I guess so, 240 volt. Could also be 30 amp. They don't write it down what the voltage is here. take that off, and then you have to.
His gloves even match his shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Crazy, huh?
Great. That would be neat.
Yes, they match. Sure, they need to match. You need to match
Yep.
the trailer. So, the 30 amp output here, and you take it off. Here's the output. Here's the 30 amp output. There's a regular 120 here with 20 amp, and here's your 50 amp where you can charge the car. So I disconnected the car already. That is one portion of that. This comes into that box there. The next one would be cutting off the water. All nicely, neatly organized in that box here. So next one is the water. Then I shut off the water and then take the worst one, wastewater off first. This is fresh water, just a regular pipe, and it's in your yard. And then here is the wastewater. So first what you want to do, you want to take the black water out. This is really the water what you use in your toilets. Take that out and flush it in here. So from here. Open that valve, and then the wastewater flushes in. As you can see there. So, and it's in a nice angle so that it can all flush out. So after that it's been flushed out, the next thing what you want to do, when that is complete flushed out, then you want to open the gray water. That's the water what you use for your shower and for your cleaning dishes and so on. And let me continue with the gray water now. This should be ending soon. You should always do that before you leave the site to use this one, the gray water. Yeah. And then when you shut the black water off, then you can use the gray water. And the gray water is flushing, cleaning the black water in the pipe. So you want to show that or not? So that's the gray water coming in there. And then after the gray water is finished, you are putting it all together, and you can stick that here in the back. There. That fits actually in the back bumper. Stick that all in the back bumper. And then this one you squeeze together, and it's coming to an end. Very good. Yes. And then you can disconnect your pipe. From here, you shut that down, the valve, and twist it, and disconnect the pipe. And then you want to disconnect the pipe by lifting it up so that you get the remaining rest water out of that as well. And you can squeeze it all together. Take it off from here. And then you can squeeze it here into the bumper. And you're fine. Then close the valve. Close this one. That's an outside shower. This one is an antenna for satellite antenna. This was the electricity, and this one is for the fresh water. So now you can disconnect the fresh water from here. It's the opposite direction. It is clockwise. It's a little tight. You want to have that tight, otherwise the water spills out. And we have to put a seal on here. So the next one is here. This one is for solar So you can plug solar in there in order to charge up your 12-volt battery. Then disconnect here as well. Here is a water pressure reducer in between. You want to do that with a water pressure reducer because otherwise you are pushing too much power in your pipes and then you can mess up all your pipes with that. And that's not necessary because that's a heavy expense for the pipes. And do the same thing, roll that up and get that in your storage. And then the last thing is to get that little thing in your storage there as well. So let's finish this. Put that in the box. And you can put it in your storage. Here, there's a nice storage in here. Squeeze it in. Close it. My wife will shut it up. Shut it off.
That's the key.
With the key. I have to give you the keys for that. And I take from the other side those little things here. Put that all together. Take that pipe out. Close it. So at the end, you want to retract the slide out and slide it back in. Then I turn the electric water heater off, our last tour, and that's it. And then you close your gate, your door, put the stairs in. Don't forget that the first day we forgot it. Close it and you can close this door as well. That's all about the trailer and how to pull it with a Model X. I tell you a little bit later.